Wonderful. Thank you so much. Good evening, council members. My name is Cynthia Suero-Gabler, homeowner and Ryan San Diego Fellow. Yes, we're back. Once again, we've come out in numbers to show our dedication to building this endearing project, the Bay Terrace Senior Center at Bay Terrace Community Park. You've heard us, you've seen us, but wait, there's more. What you haven't seen yet are the photos that capture the very essence of what it's like to walk in the shoes of our senior citizens every day. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, so I want you to look at the photos as they're flashing on the screen and imagine yourself being one of them. Your children have grown and moved away. You're retired. Maybe your spouse has passed on. You might not even be able to drive anymore. All you can do is walk, and walk to the nearest park to find meaningful fellowship and purpose. This is the life for our senior community. The park is more than just a place to meet. It's their sanctuary, and it keeps them alive. When you see these seniors with their t-shirts saying, Senior Center Now, it's because to them, time is of the essence. We humbly ask you to please support Councilmember Cole, our champion in District 4, and help us to build a senior center at Bay Terrace Park and provide a place for them to have meaningful programs. The time is now. Thank you.
If the other folks will queue up, I'll put 12 minutes on the clock.
Good evening, council members. My name is Marcel Patron, president of the Bay Terrace Fil-Am Senior Association. I'm retired military, U.S. Navy. And this is our third trip now, I believe. And we are asking your consideration again. What are we going to do to get this senior center built up? Tell us and we'll do it. Thank you very much.
Good evening, council members, council president, Sherry Leitner. I started advocating for the center when I was 65 years old. I am now 82 years old, and I'm still here. I first talked with council member George Stevens. George Stevens promised to build a center. In fact, he hugged me, and I couldn't forget the smile in his face. Then came Tony Young. We worked for the election of Tony Young. He promised that there will be a senior center. In fact, there was already a $2 million that was allocated. And I was then a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission of the city. When I followed it up 2 years later, the $2 million was gone, and I don't know where it went. Now here comes our dear friend, Council Member Myrtle Cole. I hope this brings eternal in our hearts. And I know that with your support, we will have a senior center. I've been there several times, but then lately I stopped going there because I'm reminded every time I see my fellow seniors dancing and having fun, I tell myself, I've wasted so much time in advocating for this center. This is a center, this is a place of broken promises. Because we've been promised several times. I hope this time you will fulfill our dream for a senior center in the South Bay Terrace. Thank you very much.
I'm Fem Ramirez. Good evening. I'm here again because I'm real concerned of the people that you don't see. Today, they're all walking. We have people with walkers with canes, sometimes wheelchairs. And here we have a facility that don't even have a handicapped bathroom. And the bathroom is quite a waste for them too. So we have check-in people that would like to come in, but it's so unlimited because we don't have the facilities. Back home we have families to look after them. But here we've grown with American thinking and all that and become independent, although we forget to turn off our stove sometimes, and it's too dangerous. So I have really concern for all the seniors that are really in the mobility problem. And we try to get them up to a max where they can do some little things for them, but it's not enough. If we have the facilities, we can promise you we can improve the situation, and we have seniors that can be independent for the rest of their lives. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the council members. My name is Romy Maraya. As you can see, that's the reality of life. Not only dancing, but before we can do that quality of life, we have to suffer. It's a reality of life that you can feel it. Our determination of this Bay Terrace senior is long overdue. The feelings of life is not there. The more we do it, the more we suffer. So please consider us this Bay Terrace that we have been waiting for many years. How much more do we need? How much more do we show you to prove it to you that our desire is sincere? So give us an understanding and consideration for this Bay Terrace Senior Center. Thank you.
I'm glad to be back here for a second time. So, at the request of Council Member Gloria, you might want to consider excess equity, the CDBG funds, any kind of bond funds, anything, any projects, savings, anywhere, whatever it would take to get this senior center for these seniors. I'm also here to read a letter from public servant of this city. He served 32 and a half years as the Assistant Chief of Police. He was Assistant Chief Cesar Solis. Good evening, Council President and members. My name is Cesar Solis, retired City of San Diego employee. I proudly serve the San Diego Police Department. I'm honored to support the Bay Terrace Fil-Am Association's effort to build a senior center at the Bay Terrace Park. I first met this wonderful group of seniors over 20 years ago. I was a young sergeant assigned to serve the communities of District 4. When I was invited to speak at their weekly get-together in the park, an invitation I would enjoy for several years, I remember that the first day, because it was raining, I remember calling the contact person to confirm that the event would be canceled. I was surprised to hear that the seniors never cancel their events, no matter what the weather was like. Even though at the time there was no cover, no gazebo to protect them from the elements, they would always come together and celebrate. I recall speaking in the rain and later speaking with the seniors who all came up and introduced themselves to me and making me feel welcome. What I remember most was the big smiles of their faces when they danced, when they sang, and while they enjoyed each other's company. I was very impressed with what this very dedicated group of seniors were. They were committed to their fellowship, so committed to come together to celebrate culture, family, community, then would not allow any hardships such as weather to deter them from their weekly celebration. The seniors have a history of strong support from the council and the 4th District, a relationship that was initiated by the seniors themselves when they approached Councilmember George Stevens many years ago. They've been fortunate to have subsequent council members always being there for them, and blessed to have Councilmember Myrtle Cole continuing the legacy of support. A senior center at Bay Terrace Park would provide increased protection, enhance celebrations, benefit the surrounding community, and put bigger smiles on the faces of these wonderful, well-deserving seniors. I respectfully request that the members of this council support Councilmember Cole in her efforts to develop a senior center to Bay Terrace Park. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Wayne English. I am an officer on both the Skyline Paradise Hills Planning Group and the Paradise Hills Village Council. And it's been 25 years since George Stevens said, we're going to get you that senior center, and we're also going to get you sidewalks in Paradise Hills. We're missing about 40 sidewalks. And these senior citizens, almost every day, you see them out here by the park. They meet around 12 o'clock, and they meet and they're there for the afternoon, and they still don't have their senior center. And it's just always put on the back burner. The same thing with the sidewalks in Paradise Hills, probably more in 92114, is we're having to have senior citizens in wheelchairs and kids going to school walk out into the street to get around the cars, and then a block down they'll get back on the sidewalk again. And I noticed a couple of years ago they put in wheelchair ramps right next to, close to people's driveways, but still no sidewalks for the last 25 years. All the council members said, yeah, we're going to do it, we're going to give it, but I'm sorry, we just don't have the money. I'm hoping this time our council member Roberto Cole will get both our sidewalks and our senior center happening, which is long overdue. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Francine Maigi. I'm the District Director for Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez, and I'm the President and CEO of the Filipino-American Chamber of Commerce for San Diego County. Yes, we're back, and I respectfully pose this question to all of you. When was the last time you had to beg for something? Because that's essentially what we've asked our parents and our grandparents to do today. And for 26 years, that's what we've asked them to do. But here's the Filipino way. You don't have to ask a Filipino to do anything. No matter what little or as much as they have, they will give you all they can. That's the spirit of bayanihan. It's the spirit of being your neighbor's hero. Not for the glory, but because it's right. Because you would hope that in a time of need, your neighbor would be there for you too. We didn't ask them to put on these regular events. We all have to put on these events. I'm staffer and elected. I know we have to put on these great community events, and we've all attended those events. We've been asked to speak at those events, and we've produced the ones. All of us have been in that position where you come, and there are more resources than attendees. Here they are, at least 5 days a week, usually 7. There are so many of them here tonight, but they represent hundreds more every single day. Nobody had to ask them. All they saw was a need. They are keeping our community safe. They are keeping them happy. They are keeping them alive. Let's keep our promise. They deserve that much. Mabuhay!
Yeah. Mabuhay!
That concludes the organized presentation. We do have a number of individual speakers in opposition. We'll begin.